This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Amanda Stevens, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Monday, January 26th. American climber Honnold free solos Taipei 101, setting a new record in human climbing history. The former Czech speaker cautions against China-Russia hybrid threats, urging deeper Taiwan-Czech ties. And President Lai Ching-te plans to expand Taiwan Global Pathfinders Initiative, sending more youth abroad. But first, today's top story. World-renowned free solo climbing legend Alex Honnold scaled the 508-meter-tall Taipei 101 using only his hands on Sunday. He reached the summit without wearing or using any safety equipment or climbing aids, setting a new record in free climbing history. Honnold's feat was live-streamed globally on Netflix, putting Taiwan in the extreme sports international spotlight. His climbing speed exceeded expectations. The scheduled live-stream runtime was 2 hours, but he reached the lightning rod on top of the tower in just 1 hour and 33 minutes. The event was originally scheduled for Saturday, but was delayed to the following morning due to the unfavorable weather. Large crowds of local and international spectators gathered around the skyscraper early Sunday morning for a chance to witness the historic climb up close. This climb is considered the largest-scale urban free solo climb in history. Honnold chose Taipei 101 not only because its structure makes it one of the few skyscrapers suitable for climbing, but also because obtaining official permission for such a climb is so rare. President Lai Ching-te congratulated Honnold on completing the challenge, saying that, through this event, the world not only saw Taipei 101, but also the passion of Taiwan's people and the beautiful hills and scenery surrounding the city. Former Czech Chamber of Deputies Speaker Markéta Pekarová-Adamová gave an exclusive interview to Radio Taiwan International, or RTI, last Friday. She exchanged views with RTA chairperson Cheryl Lai on the main challenges facing public media at present and expressed hope for further cooperation between Czechia and Taiwan. Adamová pointed out that the spread of fake news via social media platforms creates major challenges for public broadcasters. Lai agreed, observing that even major public media outlets like Germany's Deutsche Welle have had to turn to TikTok as a means of disseminating information due to its popularity among certain demographics. Adamová, who now works for a private consulting firm to foster closer ties with Asian countries, said that while Taiwan and Czechia already interact frequently in areas such as trade, investment, culture, and education, there remain many opportunities for cooperation in the defense industry. She said she hopes to connect Czech companies specializing in satellites, drones, ammunition, and other products to Taiwanese firms, further promoting civilian defense cooperation between the two countries. Asked about the apparent turmoil in the current international order, Adamová expressed deep concern about the state of democracy, reflecting on Czechia's history of oppression under Nazi and communist rule. She warned that democracy can turn into dictatorship due to the decisions of a few leaders, even in the United States. Adamová said she believes democratic countries around the world must unite to defend their shared values. Regarding an incident in which Vice President Xiaobi Kim was followed by Chinese military attachés during her trip to Czechia in March 2024, as well as recent arrest by Czech police of a journalist suspected of working for Chinese intelligence, Adamová said this represents a hybrid threat of a kind she has seen carried out by China and Russia. Adamová emphasized the importance of not underestimating China, as she believes they are quietly observing and learning from the situation in Ukraine, in addition to cooperating closely with Russia. President Lai Ching-te met on Monday with delegations from the 2025 International Youth Ambassadors Exchange Program and Young Agricultural Ambassadors New Southbound Policy Exchange Program. Last year, more than 1,400 youths participated in the Taiwan Global Pathfinders Initiative. The president emphasized that investing in youth is investing in the future, and he hopes that going international becomes achievable for every Taiwanese youth. Lai, who launched the fund after taking office, said,
"This year, the government will expand the program's scale and quotas to better meet young people's needs, giving disadvantaged, rural, indigenous, and special needs children more chances to pursue dreams abroad."
Lai praised the 47 youth ambassadors' achievements as a model of public diplomacy, helping Taiwan reach the world and letting the world see Taiwan. He thanked the foreign and agriculture ministries for organizing the programs, which have engaged over 2,000 participants in more than a decade. Last year, they linked indigenous diplomacy and agricultural diplomacy by sending indigenous agricultural youth ambassadors to Australia. the president urged ambassadors to promote Taiwan as a free, democratic, diverse, and vibrant place, inviting the world to walk into Taiwan and feel Taiwan's beauty. Youth ambassadors thanked the Taiwan Global Pathfinders Initiative, calling it vital support for those eager to explore the world, exemplifying the visit's success. China's military leadership is facing its biggest shakeup in decades, with the Central Military Commission's Vice Chairman Zhang Youxia's removal raising questions about command stability, operational readiness, and the long-term impact of an unprecedented purge on the PLA's top ranks.
China's top military leadership is undergoing its most dramatic shakeup in decades as President Xi Jinping tightens control over the armed forces. The Chinese Communist Party held a high-level leadership seminar on January 20, but state television footage showed several senior figures missing from the opening session. Among them was Central Military Commission Vice Chairman Zhang Youxia, long regarded as Xi's closest ally within the People's Liberation Army. Days later, Chinese authorities confirmed that Zhang and Central Military Commission member Liu Zhenli were under investigation for serious violations of discipline and law. With their removal, 5 of the commission's 7 members have now fallen, leaving only Xi Jinping and discipline chief Zhang Shenming in place. Zhang Youxia's downfall is particularly significant as vice chairman of the Central Military Commission. He ranked second only to Xi in the military hierarchy. In a political system where control of the military underpins ultimate authority, Zhang was widely seen as the most powerful figure beneath the party leader. Zhang was one of the few senior officers with combat experience and had remained in office well past the customary retirement age. But since 2023, signs of intensifying power struggles within the military had drawn outside attention. The purge follows the earlier removal of another vice chairman and continues a sweeping campaign that had targeted rocket forces, regional commanders, and defense industry executives. Analysts say the removals consolidate Xi's political power, but risk hollowing out operational leadership within the military. For now, China's top command structure has been reduced to its narrowest core in decades, raising questions about stability, readiness, and long-term consequences of Xi's relentless campaign to reshape the armed forces. Joey Chow for RTI News.
On Friday, visiting Ukrainian journalists Taras Andrukovich and Anna Lvova visited the Interior Ministry, or MOI, to interview Deputy Interior Minister Ma Shiyuan. The deputy minister revealed that Taiwan is taking lessons from the war in Ukraine, such as how to respond to bomb or missile threats, while also recognizing the unique challenges each country faces. Ma said that, in the potential outbreak of a war in the Taiwan Strait, the biggest threats to Taiwan's building infrastructure are fire and chemicals. Because of Taiwan's earthquake-resistant construction, actual damage to the buildings would be limited. These are just a few reasons Taiwan is drawing on Ukraine's experience to draft civilian training plans. Ma said that Taiwan is actively promoting a disaster prevention specialist training and certification program. Nearly 100,000 people had received training by the end of last year, which the ministry hopes to double by 2026. Additionally, he said the MOI is working with communities and businesses across the country to establish TCERT, the Taiwan Community Emergency Response Team, to help reduce post-disaster casualties. Responding to Andrukovich's question about what Taiwan has taken from Ukraine's experience, Ma said Taiwan was focused on Ukraine's response to air raids, which Taiwan was using to develop a detailed training plan for potential bombings. He said,
And the first priority is for the life rescue and firefighting, and there's some of the seaborne issues, the chemical pollution. So for MOI, we are going to train the firefighters and paramedics and police to deal with the environment of the after bombing. And we don't have the experience before. So we have learned from the Ukraine experience for the kind of situation.
However, Ma said that Taiwan also faces issues not found in the Russia-Ukraine war, such as the potential for amphibious attacks in densely populated areas. In this regard, with no international experience to draw on, Taiwan must develop its own strategies. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Amanda Stevens. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features, brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.